We have mapped the architecture. We have identified the actors who control the code. But today is where the algorithms stop being just data on a screen and starts becoming deeply personal. Today is where we move from diagrams and data directly to human lives. Hey everyone, I'm Kareem Ali and welcome back to Carmel's Voice. This is the space where we try to view the world from different angles, strip away the noise, and satisfy your hungry curiosity. In this episode, we are wrapping up our three-part exploration of how these digital systems shape our reality and who truly benefits from them. We are going to confront three hard truths: the real-world damage that's really unfolding, the trajectory we are on if nothing changes, and most importantly, the solutions that actually work. The situation we're in is serious, but as we'll discover today, hopelessness is not justified, so let's get into it. What is actually happening to people right now? And I want you to picture something. Somewhere right now, a 16-year-old girl opens TikTok. She's curious about fitness, and the platform notices within weeks her feed shifts. First, it's weight loss steps, then body optimization, and then it gets darker. It starts feeding her eating disorder content. It's not explicit, it's subtle. Videos that normalize eating almost nothing, that celebrate visible reps, that treat starvation like a badge of honor. When her parents finally take her to a clinic, the doctor will tell them she's just one of dozens of identical cases they are treating. The algorithm did not create her vulnerability, but it found it. It targeted it and it amplified it into a full clinical condition. That's not hypothetical. That is documented and that's happening right now. Or take a 22-year-old guy. His story is different, but the architecture is exactly the same. He starts out interested in politics, just normal YouTube rabbit hole stuff, but the system detects his vulnerability. He's anxious about money. He's angry at how the system treats people like him. So the algorithm feeds that anger. It shows him more extreme takes, conspiracy theories, content that slowly dehumanizes specific groups of people. Within 6 months, he is fully radicalized. Not gradually, algorithmically accelerated. He thought he was finding the truth. He did not realize he was being guided. These are not edge cases. This is the algorithm working exactly as designed. But this damage scales way beyond the individual. It is systemic. When shared facts break down, people start looking for a strong man, someone who breaks the rules, someone who dominates. And here's what should genuinely terrify us. Younger generations, people who grew up inside these high manipulation environments, are showing a declining commitment to democracy. They have never experienced real consensus-based debate. They have only ever known filter bubbles. Authoritarianism is going to look completely normal to them. The endpoint of this trajectory is not a mystery. We saw it in Myanmar. Facebook was systematically weaponized to spread anti-Rohingya propaganda. Researchers sounded the alarm over and over. The platform ignored them because the hate was generating engagement. Hundreds of thousands of people were killed, not just because of a line of code, but because the code amplified the most dehumanizing content on Earth at massive scale. And the company knew and did nothing. The UN fact-finding mission was explicit. They concluded that social media played a determining role in this crisis. Myanmar is not a worst-case scenario. It is documented proof of what this system produces. Now take the exact same machinery, the targeting, the psychological exploitation, and hook it up to the tech being built in labs right now. Deep fakes. And I don't mean those chunky, obvious videos from a few years ago. In 2023 alone, an estimated 500,000 deep fakes were shared on social media. AI voice clones specifically grew 8-fold in a single year. You can now generate a synthetic video much faster than any system can flag it as fake. Imagine the final weeks of a major election. A perfectly realistic video drops, showing a candidate saying something unforgivable. By the time the detection tools finally catch it, it's already been shared millions of times. The belief has crystallized. The damage is permanent. The lie traveled further than the truth ever could. But deepfakes are just the baseline. Generative AI systems can now spin up thousands of personalized propaganda propaganda messages from a single prompt. They create fake personas that look, act, and argue exactly like real humans. And it gets more unsettling. Think about biometric targeting. Systems are being tested right now that track your eyes and analyze your facial expressions through your camera. They measure your brain's real-time response to a video and adapt the message on the fly. It is manipulation that adjusts itself based on your neurological reactions. You won't even know it's happening. The system will just quietly optimize itself to persuade you, using psychological vulnerabilities you never explicitly shared. And as AI generates more content, new AI systems train on that content to make even more. We are quickly approaching a point where human knowledge is just a byproduct. We're just swimming in the wake of machines talking to machines. The trajectory is a total breakdown of shared reality. It is an environment where the majority of people simply cannot distinguish truth from fiction, not because they're not smart, but because the fake information is technically identical to the real thing. Without intervention, we hit this wall in 3 to 5 years. Not someday, soon. But here's where we flip the script. We have diagnosed the symptoms. We have seen the trajectory of the condition if it's left untreated. Now, let's talk about the treatment protocol. What actually works? These solutions are not magic bullets, but they're evidence-based. Let's start at the individual level. First, pre-bunking. It works exactly like a vaccine. You expose yourself to a weakened version of a manipulation tactic before you see the real thing. Field research from Harvard and Cambridge shows this literally inoculates your brain. In real-world tests on social media, pre-bunking boosted users' ability to spot manipulation techniques by up to 21 percentage points. Second, the SEFT method. It takes exactly 30 seconds. Stop, investigate the source, find better coverage, trace the claim back to the original context. 30 seconds and it measurably drops your vulnerability to manipulation. Even a simple accuracy nudge, a little prompt asking you to consider if a headline is accurate before you hit share, has been shown to reduce the sharing of false content by roughly 10 to 20%. But individual defenses only work like an umbrella in a flood. If we want to survive, we have to fix the dam. We need institutional change. Community-based fact-checking works because trust is local. So you trust your neighbor way more than a faceless organization 3 states over. Strong local journalism is one of the best defenses we have. When real reporters are covering real local issues, misinformation drops. Building decimated newsrooms is critical. Platform accountability campaigns work. When advertisers pull their money, platforms suddenly change their policies. When users collectively demand change, platforms listen because you are threatening their revenue. And here's the systemic fix. We have to force platforms to modify their recommendation algorithms, prioritize quality over raw emotional engagement, add friction that slows down viral spreading so fact-checkers can catch up. This is not a theory. It has been tested and it works. The only reason they don't do it because it hurts their profit margins, which is why we need transparent regulation. The EU's Digital Services Act is providing this right now. It forces platforms to open up the black box and show vetted researchers the data. We need data privacy laws that stop behavioral profiling. If companies are not allowed to build massive psychological profiles on you, micro-targeting becomes impossible. But we can't just pick one. We need a whole of society approach. Media literacy, mandatory algorithmic audits, international treaties treating information warfare the same way we treat cybercrime. All of it simultaneously at scale. I know what you might be thinking. The system is too big, the algorithms are too smart, and it's too late. But systems only survive until enough people understand the game and refuse to play. Look at big tobacco. It was not the government that moved first. It was millions of people waking up to the harm and changing their habits, then regulation became politically possible. Systems only change when the cost of maintaining them becomes higher than the cost of fixing them. Right now, these platforms profit from confusion because we iterate it. But if millions of people push back, if advertisers pull funding, the math changes. Is it going to be easy? No. Will it happen automatically? No. But the only difference between impossible and possible is action. Start small. Practice that 30-second SIFT method. Support one local journalist. Send one email to your representative. You don't need to do everything, but you have to do something. The architecture of this manipulation is very real. The timeline is incredibly short, but the solutions exist. So what's it going to be? Are you going to take action, or are you going to scroll past this video and go back to your feed? Because that is the only real choice you have right now. The system wants you to be inactive. It wants you to feel overwhelmed. The antidote to despair is action. Choose engagement over apathy. Choose the hard work of defending reality over the easy comfort of just accepting the noise. The window is closing, but we still have time. That's where you come in. Thanks for joining us for this 3-part journey into how algorithms shape our reality, who profits, and how we fight back. This is Carmel's voice. Stay curious, stay critical, and keep looking at the world from different angles. See you next time.